well, we went together, and he dropped me off. Yeah, but it's doodle with a, like, I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd next like to introduce Jessica Stilling, author of several young adult and literary novels, a bunch of poetry. She's a Hugo nominee, I'll have you know. Here to share 2 poems with us. Please give it up for Jessica Stilling.
Hello. So on election day, I was really anxious and really nervous. And I would say by election night, I was sort of worried and scared. So I wrote this poem. It's called Election Night. It was an ordinary day until it started to burn. Slow, smoldering at first, and then a violent crash. Everything will be fine. Deny, deny, deny. The gut feeling saturating the air in the streets. I looked at the stars outside. There was Beetlejuice, flickering hard and fast. Like a plane, except it stayed in place, burning brighter, brighter. And I remembered what they said about Beetlejuice, that one day soon we may witness its supernova. And there it was, that bright, chaotic star, flooding centuries at the speed of light. And one day, it would implode on itself. The constant, steady figure our forefathers knew well would be no more. Like the empires past, they will build new castles elsewhere. All right, so full disclosure, I don't really know if that was Beetlejuice that I was looking at. I'm pretty sure it was Beetlejuice, but I might not have been. All right, so this next poem is dedicated to Indivisible. When I first started sort of going to Indivisible meetings, mostly because I needed to do something. I didn't want to sit around and do nothing. So I went to these meetings, and it was a really lovely communal experience. But we met at first in this church basement. And the church basement had a very loud refrigerator. Remember that very well. And I just thought about how there's been a lot of rabble-rousing and protest that sort of starts in church basements. And what does that mean, and what does that look like? So that's where this came from. The rumbling of the refrigerator inside the church basement had a demonic quality. Attentive tables stood like good soldiers, row upon row. The sacred stuff all happened upstairs, in the robber's den. Down here we debated the end of the world. Sat like Jack Reed among folding chairs, marched the streets, Deb's catcalling in our ears, Paul Robeson turntabling the Internationale as we stayed up all night, the resistance, with meetings, the endless meetings. How much is too much when you're trying to save the world? Turning over the tables, that was it, the turning over of the tables. I read a book once about Christ, the humble God, left hanging 3 hours, 3 nights, 3 lives. He only did one thing that would anger the Romans so much they would even bother. To hang a man from a cross is a burden. The lighting was harsh under the floorboards, stuck between Bible study and AA. The resistance was not won underground. It tunneled up from the rubble with a lighted periscope. To believe in a thing so much, to build a cathedral to the sky. But saints are not found hovering in churches, just as revolutions are not won with bread and circuses. Their hands flow with blood no one can see. They turn away, blinded, as we sit on folding chairs on these tables that have yet to turn. Thank you.